Okay, episode 3 RedHawk recap. Been getting some good feedback from people, and we enjoy doing it. So we're just gonna keep doing it because we enjoy doing it, and it's not that hard. And we got the equipment anyway. Tuesday, got back to the gym yesterday. Got some good rolls with the students in the night. Just feels good as fuck to be back to the gym with all my people, growing my people. It feels good. This morning, had a nice AeroPress coffee, mixed a little butter, a little coconut oil, a little of this nootropic creamer, a little bit of honey, a little bit of cinnamon, and holy fuck. Gets you feeling good. Tweaking. It's definitely a drug. Similar to cocaine, I feel like. A smaller, not as intense version of cocaine. Coffee, especially bulletproof coffees. What else? I haven't smoked weed for like 10 days. Just took a little puff of this bag. Smoked a little bit during the day for the podcast we recorded that should be out already. But dude, I've been just sleeping good as fuck. It's crazy. In the nights, first of all, I don't eat near as much. And then I wake up, and when I wake up, I'm awake. I'm ready to get up. I'm ready to go read my book. I'm ready to go do my morning routine. Compared to when I'm smoking, I don't know if it's certain strains or I don't know if it's the amount of smoke or it's overeaten. It's probably a combination of all of them, but you wake up and I just feel groggy. I feel like I need to get out of this grogginess and I just want to lay there longer. But I think the break from weed is fucking nice. It really fucking helps. But what do you think? Because you haven't smoked in the night for how long, bro?
Yeah, probably like 2 weeks or more because we got sick last week.
Especially when I take drips right before bed, like a 9:30 or a 10 p.m. one. I don't know, it's when the high wears off, but I end up waking up at like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. Like, what the fuck? Like, just waking up. Does Nisa smoke right before bed,
Yeah,
Jay?
she does.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do. And maybe a lot of people sleep good from it. Like, everyone's so fucking different, but...
Well, when you're used to it and then you stop, you kind of don't sleep very good, or it's hard to go to sleep for a few days.
Yeah.
And then you start feeling better.
The nice thing about the weed, though, is like the thing that you crave is, especially when there's just your minds, you got so much going on throughout the day. What do you got to do next? What do you got to do to just keep building all your shit? And then you smoke that weed and it brings you right there on the couch. Like, oh, life is good, isn't it? It really is like almost a meditation hack, which can obviously, you probably won't get the benefits from actual meditating, but it brings you in the moment, helps you enjoy all the shit in the moment, which is nice. But what'd you think of Sean's fight, Jay? Were you like, damn?
Dude, I was like, oh my god. I was like, at first he's just putting on obviously a show.
Yeah.
But then I was like, damn, this guy does not go down.
It's like a zombie just like walking forward.
That's literally what I was like, dude, this guy's a fucking zombie. But
It was so weird to me that kid could take the shots. But a lot of it is, I know a lot of it is, like Sean was hitting him a lot, but he wasn't quite as accurate on the chin as he usually is. And that's because the kid was southpaw. Turning southpaw, like I said, it takes away a lot of the finishing moves because Sean spins a certain way and we set up things a certain way, and there's things that he likes to do, and a lot of it comes from a guy being orthodox. And the last fucking probably 8 fights, it's been orthodox guys. And then a week notice, he's fighting a southpaw. We didn't get to spar no southpaws or anything. So I think that's why that fight ended up like that, and that's why Sean was hitting him a lot in the temple compared to when he snipes people in the chin when they're standing orthodox. But
the amount of punches he threw was insane.
Yeah, and that's, again, we don't really, when we're training him, we usually train him to set up KOs. Train him, boom, boom, touch this person, hit him here, and then we KO, boom. It's not really an output thing like a Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz style where you're constantly just hitting him. But definitely that fight showed me we got to work on that and be ready for that too. But it's crazy that just like getting so much shit from fucking everyone saying, fight someone ranked. And now all these ranked guys that are former champions, they see Sean and they're calling him out. It just trips me out seeing Cody no love, like, in the thick boy thing. You could tell he had a little nervousness to him. He had a little spark. He's like, meet me at 130. And just like, you can tell he kind of doesn't want to fight Sean, but he doesn't also want to be punked out, I feel like. But literally, we just got the game plan to beat Cody. Rob Font just laid it out perfectly to beat Cody. So for me, I feel like that would be a good fight to happen next, because it's almost Sean right now with the confidence he has and the length he has, and then Cody, I think he's lost 3 out of his last 4. He's gonna come in there not as confident, and Sean's long. Sean knows how to fucking use the length. It'd be good getting Cody a little bit emotional too, possibly, but he is a vet. And I think the things we got to be ready for with Cody No Love is he covers distance really fucking quick. He's got quick, explosive feet forward. So if Sean moves back and pulls out his chin, that's what they're hoping he's going to do. So with Cody, we really are going to have to practice moving back really quick, staying out of range, staying off the cage, and then dance around and do the thing. So that's what I feel. But also Frankie Edgar. It's like Frankie Edgar is a fucking legend. Went the distance with Benson Henderson twice for the title. Like, Frankie's literally a legend. And to fight Frankie, it's like, damn, you knock him out, boom, probably get a title shot after. You lose to him, which, like, obviously it's fighting, anything can happen. It's like, well, you lost to Frankie fucking Edgar.
Was he calling him out?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, Cody tweeted too. Because he kind of said it in that thick boy thing, but he's like, there's levels to this kid, and he put sugar free. And then Sugar responded, did Rob teach you that?
Oh, that was a good one.
And then he said, if you say you're undefeated, why don't you rematch the guy that made you get carried on the stretcher again? If I go out on my shield. I don't have any bitch in my body like you. We're not the same. You will find out soon. So when he says you'll find out soon, imagine if he's like, let's fight, or I don't know.
Yeah, well, even in the Schwab little companion they were doing, he was like, oh, I'm waiting for that phone to ring. Send me the contract. So he was talking a big game. I feel like because he was on that show a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then when he talks to his manager and talks to people that probably care for him, they're like, they're probably advise him, say, hey, like, this kid's not ranked. And they see Sean as like, he's a bad fight for you right now. He's super confident right now, and he's super fucking long and lengthy. And you saw Cody had a lot of trouble with Font landing those big shots because Font was staying at the end of his punches, fucking jabbing him, staying at a good range. But like I said, still he's a former fucking title or former champion.
Is he ranked right now?
I think he's number
7. Yeah, 7.
And then Frankie's number 5.
Oh.
Still a former champion, high level, explosive fucking athlete. It'll definitely be a big test, but
I feel like he'll take it because he said in that Schwab thing too, he's like, I know I'm after like whatever fights are going to get me to the title shot, but if I can get a quick check, and he thinks Sean's an easy fight, like, might as well get paid. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
He knows.
That's
He's not stupid enough of a fighter to think Sean's an easy fight.
Yeah.
None of these motherfuckers are. So it's like, I don't know. I fucking hope that happens. Maybe in December.
Sick, yeah.
December for like the New Year's card. Something like that. That's what I'm gonna hope for and push for. But then also it's like, okay, I think Sean's got 3 fights on this contract. So no matter who he fights, he's getting paid the same amount of money. So it's like, okay, would the smart thing be to fight this contract out? Let's find some guys that are tough but not like elite level. Fight this contract out, and then we'll fight the elite level guys when the contract's new. And after you've KO'd a handful more people and you're making a lot more money to fight someone like fucking Frankie Edgar. Or take it right now. So that's the thing we got to just sit down, talk about, and kind of decide. You know, but it's also like, how many more fights does Sean have at 136? Like, the weight cut was pretty tough. And the fight camps are long, and they take a lot out of you. So it's like, do we waste those fight camps to beat up those kids? It's just something we're going to have to sit down and talk about. But other than that, everything went good. And you got to fucking enjoy those weekends that everything goes good. Because just like that, everything can go bad, and it's all this shit. It's like, you really got to know how to enjoy those weekends and enjoy the win. But it was pretty fucking sweet. Seeing all the Nelk boys. Have you ever watched the Steve Will Do It?
Oh, yeah. I watched a couple, and then I watched like a few of their vlogs. They're pretty like entertaining.
Dude, they're
crazy,
fucking entertaining. Huh? They're fucking crazy. The one with him and Steve-O where they pack that thing with a bunch of shit and then shoot it into Steve-O's face. Goes into his ear canal, and then he's got to go to the hospital for it.
What?
It's crazy with the Steve guy. Like, what does his money come from, Jay? Doesn't anyone know? It's so weird. Like,
well, they were getting a lot of fat views on YouTube, but then I think because of like all the fucked up shit they're doing, YouTube kind of flagged them because he posted on his Instagram like YouTube will not be like, they're basically not getting monetized anymore. So they do a lot of like merch. Their merch actually like resells, like it'll sell out, and then people will resell it. So it's like in high demand.
Oh, that's cool. So that's the way to do it for merch.
Yeah, I think he did a deal with Dana or something, because he's always promoting Dana's liquor. So I don't know if him and Dana have a partnership, Dana White, and he always does a bunch of giveaways. And I feel with those giveaways, like they're just like tax write-offs. Like he'll always give away Teslas and a bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, it's entertaining as fuck. He's funny as fuck too. Steve Will Do It's page. I'm sure everyone's fucking seen it, but he hit up Sean, and Sean called me this morning. He's like, "Dude, you ready to go? You ready to pack your bags?" I'm like, "Oh God." Together? I'm like, "Where?" And then he's like, "I'll read you the message." And he said, "Steve said you want to do some filming and go to 6ix9ine's house."
Oh, that'd be crazy, Sean.
And then Bahamas on a plane after. I'm like, "Fuck."
I was wrong. So Cody is number 5, and then Frankie's 7.
Oh, okay.
So Cody is higher ranked.
Okay. Everyone's, dude, I love it. I love the fucking haters, because it's like, okay, fighting someone non-ranked. It's like, now if Sean knocks out Cody, it's like, dude, he could sit there and fight for the title. That's just the way it is. That's the way the rankings fucking work in the UFC. It's not like number 1 fights the champion. That's not the case, which is, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty fucking sweet, especially for this case where Sean's such like a character, you know, and a loud personality. It's pretty good.
Yeah, this video that you sent me.
Oh yeah, AJ Aljamain Sterling, on his page he posted something calling out, and I think it's all good fun with Aljamain. I think Aljamain is a fan of Sugar. I think all these guys are, but a lot of them are jealous, like Merab and Ricky Simone, very fucking tough dudes, and they're jealous. That's what it comes down to. And with those guys, it's like, okay, yeah, those guys are really good. They're a little higher in the rankings, in the like teens for rankings, and it's like they just not to beat Sean. They're gonna try to take him down, crawl their head up his chest, cover his hips with their elbows, punch him once, lay on him, punch him once, squeeze him there, punch him once, squeeze him, just hold him. Merab will try to get Sean against the face, lock his hands around Sean's waist, and sit there, kick his calf, maybe take him down. Sean gets back up, kick his calf for 15 minutes. That's what their plan is, and that's what they want to do. And no one wants to fucking see that. Probably the UFC higher ups don't want to see that, and it's like, that's just the way it is. Fucking poor Conor, right?
I know, that was so crazy.
Poor fucking Conor, dude, breaking his goddamn stick off. Oh yeah, Rhonda awful. Said, "I'm amazed that as soon as you hit the ground, you were already promoting the next fight at Notorious. I definitely wouldn't have that in mind to do that. The other fighters, UFC media are lucky to have you. Oh, for sure. For sure. Fucking A's. No matter what, though, like, who's not going to watch Conor's next fight?
I know.
It's not like, oh, we're not going to watch Conor anymore. Everyone's going to watch it. Hopefully, dude, I feel like with the video he posted saying, team, we're going to regroup, that's like the champions fucking mindset. I feel like that's when you really see, like, someone's mindset after shit's not going their way and how they react to it. And I hope with him he fucking comes back, and I feel like he would, because he's got that mindset, but he's also got millions and millions of dollars and a lot of comfortability to make the decision. I'm going to go back into the fight camp. I'm going to go back to being vulnerable to everyone's criticism, and I'm going to go fight again. So it's like, God, I hope that happens, though.
Yeah, I seen somewhere like that he made 20. I don't know if it's real. You know how they always post like how much people made. Like, supposedly he made 20 million, and
I bet he
Dustin
did, dude.
made 1 mil.
I bet that.
Isn't that wild?
I bet that's accurate.
Insane.
Oh, he probably owns part of the UFC.
I feel like he does.
Bet just like some equity in the UFC.
One his company sponsors him too.
It was funny that Donald Trump was at the fights, huh?
He walked like right in front of us. He had a bunch of security. But I wonder if you're president, you get Secret Service forever.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I think so. I think so. If you're president, you get Secret Service forever. Damn, that's fucking wild. Fucking wild.
When I was watching the whole UFC 264, I was like, damn, like this is turning like in a good way. Like it reminds me very WWE like, you know, with like the shoe drinking, Sean like just performing the way he did.
Yeah.
It's just like so much more than like fighting now. It's like performing. I don't know. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's crazy that raises stock a lot.
What did I put?
It did. It raised his stock a bunch just by fucking
Who?
beating up this kid, Sean.
Oh.
But
it's weird all the leg breaks there's been lately.
yeah.
It's so nasty. Like when they replayed it in slow motion, oh my god.
God, this is just it's been so weird, all the leg breaks. And they're going to keep happening too. Especially aiming a hard kick, because those calf kicks, everyone's loving those calf kicks these days. But if you check those calf kick right and someone's really trying to kick your calf, you're going to fuck yourself up.
Well, did you see what Joe Rogan posted that one guy's mom said he hit the elbow? Dustin's elbow?
Yeah, and that kind of cracked it.
So they do get Secret Service protection, and says that their children are entitled to protection until they are 16.
Holy shit, that's weird.
That's pretty wild.
That's super wild. A bunch of comments from Patreon from the boys. What made Chris stick the finger at you after the first round? I wasn't even saying anything that bad. I was just saying he's slower. I was making sure he heard it too. He's slower than we thought. He's even slower than we fucking thought. And even a couple times, Chris would get hit, boom, his eyes would go to me, and he'd be listening to me. I'd be like, you're not even there, Chris. Where the fuck are you? Just little shit like that to get his focus off the tendencies Sean's doing, to get his focus on me and say, fuck this guy, fuck this motherfucker.
Bridger was laughing so hard. He's like, he just flipped him off.
and nothing bad, but it's okay.
Even the commentator said, he just flipped off Tim Welch. Gave him the bird.
Oh, God.
What did I didn't watch the last vlog you did on the weigh-ins. Did you tell him anything at the weigh-ins?
No.
Because I saw you right there.
I said you're not ready.
Oh.
Yeah, the weigh-ins were fucking crazy, dude. They were. L.O. Puff Daddy, how do you deal with flashbacks to cringy shit you did when you were younger? God, some of the cringy shit I did, though, is some of my best stories and the shit I remember most. So it's fuck it. If you're not doing cringy shit when you're younger, then
as long as you
you ain't gonna have no
grow
stories
up out of it.
Yeah.
You're not still doing that when you're 50.
Oh, and I'm still doing cringy shit fucking randomly. What do you think of Rob Font fight from a stylistic coaching perspective? Dude, Rob Font would be the tough motherfucking fight. Long, fast, very slick striker. But Sean's style's similar too. And the pace they'd bring, I don't know if it'd be a 5-rounder or 30-rounder, but it would be a similar fight, I think, to Thomas Almeida, except Rob Font's a little quicker and a little better boxer, and he's going to open up a little bit more. But also, when people open up more, they fucking get countered harder, especially with Sean. When you really open up, he's countering a lot of your shots from different angles. So that's why you see, even Mutuno and Thomas Almeida, they had their hands up, they were stalking him forward, but they weren't throwing that much punches. They were coming forward a lot and getting hit a lot, but they weren't throwing a ton of punches, because every time they do, they get cracked. So it'll be a fucking good fight. I think we got good sparring partners here in Phoenix for Rob Font. Yeah, and I would love to see it. I truly think, and we have enough good people around us to think too, that he's ready to fight a top guy, so why not? When Sugar's done fighting, will you still coach MMA? Yeah, definitely. I'll always be involved with the sport. That's why I'm so thankful that I'm not fighting right now, and I'm making a living through martial arts and teaching my jiu-jitsu, and I don't really want to be a head coach, because I've been around a lot of head coaches in previous years, and I'm I just don't really want to live that life to where every single week I gotta leave for a fucking full week and stay in a shit motel for a fight that's 5 days away, or traveling just every week, because eventually I want to have kids, 3-4 years, have kids, hang out with the kids, and kind of do things I want to do compared to having to travel each weekend. But yeah, I'll always be in the sport. Definitely keep helping fighters, teaching the jiu-jitsu program, and that. Yeah, I'm lucky, because martial arts I'm super fucking passionate about, and I've got to make it my whole life. And now it's my considered work, and I don't feel like it's work, because I would do this anyway, even if I wasn't getting paid for it. But now I get paid for it, which is nice. So I'm super fucking lucky. So yeah, I'll definitely keep coaching MMA and stay in it. How do you think that main event was going? Do you think Conor still had a shot? Do you think will return? It sucks with that guillotine Conor had. He had a good bite on that high elbow. And he started, anyone knows if you guillotine someone, you got to jump your body on the opposite side of your head. And Conor had a high elbow and he thought about doing it. You saw he thought about doing it. And he's like, no. And then he went back to it. And as soon as he went back to it, Dustin had the right reaction to jump to the other side. And he started jumping to the other side. I think Dustin's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Fuck, if Conor would have just committed the first time I have the high elbow, I committed, locked up his full guard, and he's got the high elbow, who knows, maybe Dustin would have got out, but it would have been a lot tighter. And if Dustin did get out, it would have been half for him to go on his back. And who knows how much the fight would change from that. Like, the fight versus Eddie Alvarez and Dustin. He was on top of him, punching Dustin, looked at his corner. His corner said, elbow. And the corner showed him a 12-6 elbow. So Eddie, 12-6 elbowed Conor, Dustin right in the collarbone. And the ref's like, no, 12-6 elbows. Stood him up. After he stood him up, Dustin finished Eddie. I was like, fuck. So just little fucking things can change the fight. Do I think Conor had a chance in that fight? Fuck yeah, I did. I think he was ready to fucking die. And that had to happen. That was fucking insane. Khabib Nurmagomedov declined the recent offer to fight George St. Pierre. Let this guy be a legend. God, that sucks. That sucks, but Khabib's like...
Me and Bridger bet. I said that Khabib's not going to come back, and he thinks he is.
I don't think he will.
I don't either, because his mom doesn't want him to.
He looks fucking huge.
I know. He's big now. He's chilling.
Yeah, I think he's chilling.
Not cutting weight ever again.
I wonder if Conor would have won and like all these fights like back to back, and he's like, Khabib, where you at? And then he would have been like, okay.
Like if
he hates Conor so much. You know?
Yeah, he would have finished Dustin, finished Charles, maybe finished one more, and then that would have been so sweet.
I don't think Khabib would have done it though.
Yeah, no, he's too like he doesn't care about the money or the fame and shit like that.
Damn. Thoughts on what Conor said in the post-fight interview? We kind of already talked about on the Timbo Sugar Show, the podcast. Is it better to run sprints or miles when it comes to fight training, Justin Lathy? Like Brandon has me running 45, 50 minutes a week with my heart rate in 130 range, 130 to 150, but just nasal breathing. Just breathing out of your nose, doing that cardio and just really getting my heart in shape with nasal breathing. That's what he's been using, and that's what he says. He's like, this is what gets you in good fucking shape. Yeah, they announced Jake Paul versus Tyrone in Cleveland. That's going to be sweet. That's going to be fucking sweet. Watching Tyrone's vlogs, it looks like he's taking it serious, like pretty serious. Training for real.
Just boxing.
I think Floyd was training him a little bit too. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah, fuck. That's going to be crazy. What's the temperature of the water when you and Shane are cutting the weight? I just woke up the weigh-ins were at 9. So we got to get on the scale at 9. We got to go to the arena at 8:30, Apex, to weigh in at 8:30. So I woke up at 6, so I didn't have to rush. Went into the extra room, turned on the hot tub as hot as it could go. Didn't make it scorching. Turned it down from a little bit scorching. Filled it up as deep as I could. We put some sweet sweat on Sean. Put him in there for 10 minutes. And the extra suite we had to work out in, put it at 90 degrees. So it's already fucking hot in there. So he gets in the tub for 10 minutes with the sweet sweat, which makes you sweat a ton. Got out of there pretty soaked. Put on some rubbers, laid him down, let his brain stem kind of cool down for 5 minutes. Put him back in the sauna with those rubbers, laid him down, covered him with this aluminum foil so it lets no air out, and he just sweated his ass off and lost the weight in the morning.
For how long was he wrapped up?
He was wrapped up for probably 10 minutes, so probably total of like 35 minutes.
Ugh.
But he was in sweet sweat and wrapped up the whole time, so probably almost 45 minutes. But 2.8 pounds came off in the morning, and it wasn't bad. At the end of round 2, when it was clear that Chris wasn't human and wasn't going away, what did you tell Sean between rounds? I said, just keep going to his body. Keep going to his body and just subtly feint. Because he's so quick and jittery, Sean is, sometimes he faints and he faints too hard. It takes a lot of energy. So I wanted to get him to subtly feint a little bit more and then just keep going to Chris's body. But the motherfucker wasn't even reacting to those body shots. Sean was hitting him with good teeps, good twos to the body, and he just kept trouncing forward. I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, they didn't really show you guys your guys' corner. They just kept showing Chris's.
Oh, that's good. What do you think is best to do when you feel stuck in life? For example, I work a shitty warehouse job and go to school and hate both of them equally. And it feels like every day is the same shit. Do I just keep grinding or quit and pursue things I want to do with the money I staved? What do you think, Jay?
I think just do what you want to do. I mean, I feel like that's where my life changed, honestly, because I was in the same kind of
Boat.
Yeah, same boat. I was like working at a call center. I was like super depressed, unhealthy, and then I always wanted to do jiu-jitsu. I was always just too kind of like nervous to sign up, and then I had like 401k at my job, so I was like, man, I had a couple grand in there. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna cash out, and that's like the number one thing you're not supposed to do, you know. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. So I just like cashed out, and then I was living with a roommate at a time. I moved back in with my mom. And then, like crazy, I was just like driving back from like a grocery store around my mom's, and I seen like the jiu-jitsu like before I joined you guys. I was like, man, this is meant to be, and I just like signed up, and I just trained jiu-jitsu for like a year straight. Like that's all I did. I didn't really go out. I just went to go train 2-3 days, and then come back home, and just eat, relax. Maybe sometimes go out like on the weekends, and if I did, I don't drink or anything, so just go watch a movie or something. But I was just training nonstop, hard. And then, I don't know, everything just changed as soon as I made that decision. Because from that, Drakkar hit me up, and I met you guys, and now I'm here just from, like, being, like,
In it.
making that choice of, like, I want to better myself. I'll worry about the money later on, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't, like, stressing too
Yeah,
bad.
you've always been good at living, like, minimally on not a lot of money, which is nice. Which, God, this is, like, reading that flow book I'm reading this morning. It just talks about, like, how to be happy and their definition of success. And he talks about just finding flow in your work and finding like flow in your relationships. And flow just means being in the present, not like, God, I fucking hate this, or thinking about the future. Like just being in the moment, but being able to do that with your work and with your relationships, with your partner and with your friends and with those people. He's like, that's going to be your closest thing. And like I said, it's hard for me to like give advice to people because I don't know what your passion is. I'm lucky enough, and even you too, Mariah, you're super passionate about your horses and building that and doing that. And I think it's a big reason why we get along so well too, because I have my things I love, you have your things you love, and we don't rely on each other to make each other happy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like this book, it's not like the Power of Now, like the kind of dense version almost. This is more like, it just highlights it, and it's pretty I feel like it's way easier to read than the actual Power Now. And it just kind of highlights, like, I just remember, like, think of like this moment literally right now. What's wrong? Nothing. So like, just kind of I always tell myself that, like, if I get in like a weird, like, oh, stress, and I'm just like, what's wrong? Like literally right now, nothing. I think this book is really good.
Fuck yeah. Really good. And guys, reading those books at the right times in your life can really like help a lot, and just being king of perspective, having a good perspective. Be like, fuck, shit could be worse. Shit could be fucking worse, and always comparing that. I don't know where I got that from, but I think a lot of that kind of being king of perspective, not king of perspective, but like putting things in perspective pretty well. And I think it came from just all my fucking injuries and surgeries, sitting at home by myself and just being like, having that pain and just sitting there and be like, damn, no, shit could be way worse.
Well, a lot of people, when they get injured too, they either like get depressed and start drinking or don't get off the prescription pills. And you never did that. Every time you got hurt, you were trying to like do something else to better your life because you couldn't train.
Yeah, and who knows where that fucking came from, I guess it's just maybe in you.
Because I think it's good, like, how we have like jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. But then I also think it's bad when people like, when I hear like, even like those Daisy Fresh guys, oh, I don't know what I would do without jiu-jitsu. It's like, dude, like, you gotta have your body, obviously you could do it till you're old, but the way they're training like hard as fuck every day. But I feel like you have to have a balance of like, dude, like your outside hobbies and stuff, whether that's, I don't know, like
Well, I think you have to remember, like, it's what you do. It's not who you are.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like when I hear like, oh, I'll be dead without jiu-jitsu, or I'm like the obsession is good up to a certain point. At least I feel that, you know what I mean? Because it's like,
Yeah.
even how they say how fighters, like when they're done fighting, they like don't know what to do with their life, and I feel like that's why the older guys are still taking fights, whether it's for money or they literally don't
Their
have any
ego,
skills outside of fighting.
Because that's what they've done their entire life. They don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
That's how they define themselves.
I think I learned from like Robert Follis too. He's like, there's just, you can literally train your mind. Like you can train all your muscles, like your legs and your body and your jiu-jitsu, and you can train your mind to have good, healthy thoughts through reading books. There's like fucking expert psychologists, mind mechanics that can teach you, but you just got to be willing to learn it, I guess.
I think Robert like really changed your perspective of things and like just learning and stuff. Because before that, you didn't have, like, you had your back injury, and during that time you weren't trying to improve yourself, you know. But after you met Robert, that's when a lot of things changed.
Yeah, I think so too. Robert Falls, coach, Team Quest. He was a coach of like Randy Couture when he won the title, coach of Chael Sonnen, coach of Chris Lieben. And I lived with him, and he was kind of like mentoring me for a while. And he was raised a Jehovah's Witness too, just like I was. And like, you really get fucking brainwashed as a Jehovah's
Falls, or how do you spell
Follis, Follis. You really get brainwashed as Jehovah's Witness, and he was raised one through high school. And he was the coach of Misha Tate when she won the championship against, I think it was Holly. But a super fucking intelligent dude, one of the most smartest people I've been around when it came to MMA and jiu-jitsu and just being a coach and a badass. But he just really was like, dude, you gotta do research for yourself. You can't just listen to people and take it in. Like, research it. Look on the internet. Look at different articles comparing things and really research it and make the decision for yourself. And that was a huge part.
Well, and it was hard for you to almost like respect certain coaches, and he was a coach that you did really respect.
Yeah.
And how he was also raised Jehovah's Witness. It was the first time you've been around someone who was raised like that, who wasn't a part of it anymore. So that helped you a lot too.
Yeah, for sure. Do I just keep grinding or quit and pursue the things I want? Dude, if you find something you want, you can't just quit and be like, oh, I'm going to sit here and watch YouTube. And you got to kind of have a plan, I think.
Yeah, well, it's like Paul Chek was saying, like that prostitute theory or whatever. Like, you're working this job that you hate, but on your spare time, you're working on what you actually want to be doing. So when the time comes, you can make that transition. Yeah, and you're not like just being a prostitute your whole life, you know, working this time that you hate. Yeah. But your work at your spare time, figure out what you want to do and work towards that.
Yeah. And Paul Chek, we're lucky enough too. He gave us the HLC 1 course. I don't know how much it is. I think it's like $380 to do his holistic lifestyle coaching course. And he gave Sugar and I a course each, and Mariah and I did that together. And I think that helped improve our relationship, and everything that I was just doing day to day, it helped me improve it by doing his courses. He's got a ton of good courses. He's got a course on weed and the benefits of weed. He's just a very smart person, and us doing that together.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was fun to like learn together and apply it.
Yeah, I think that was really good.
Because we still use the things that we've learned.
This is kind of like, I think this is where I got from Paul Chek, like Thrive as an Athlete. I watched this video. He kind of breaks down like basically having a balance in life, not overdoing it in your training, finding that quality time with whether it's your girlfriend or your family or hobbies outside of that. Like, you don't have to just
only have that.
Yeah, because he was saying like some people get overcommitted into their athlete like profession or whatever, that their other parts of life start to fall off. Like, they don't have a healthy relationship with their girlfriend or with themselves even, you know, not letting their body rest, or, you know what I mean, their mind gets all train, you know. Like, you have to balance it out. He talks about
and then there comes a time where then you get like injured, like your body's gonna force you to rest.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking good teacher, dude. Paul Chek's a good teacher. Some of the stuff you'll be like, I don't know, but if you just listen to a lot of the lessons he teaches and stuff, he's very fucking deep, smart dude, for sure. Wyatt Landiker, did you smash some biscuits Saturday night? I did. I did. It was good.
You did.
Yep. What's it like seeing your best friend realize his dreams and being on a huge part of the journey? You guys are incredible and living the dream. Let's keep grinding, Jovens. Much love. Love, yeah. What's it like seeing? It's sweet. It's sweet, especially coming up. We've been hanging out with Sean. Sean was just a little fucking punk kid, and just
Like
going through
18
all
when
the
we first came
things
down here.
we've went through together. It's fucking sweet. Like we're both living our dream, and like super fucking lucky how things have played out. But it's just constant fucking healthy habits and trying to improve ourselves, trying to improve our minds, and trying to improve our bodies, and and trying to improve the people around you, trying to help like JX get better, trying to help Art get better, trying to help all my little group just rise up and keep getting better. It's fucking made things really fucking sweet, and it feels good. Just want to keep it going. Pick one: stream with a pro gamer, or if you're choosing, or smash your favorite porn star. Favorite porn star? What the fuck?
Lana Rhodes or what?
I don't
Mike
know.
That's his favorite.
That's not my favorite. There's too many to be a favorite. I'd have to do some searching before I pick a favorite. But she's a little. You look at Lana and you see how she acts. She's made for sex. It seems like, huh?
Sex robot.
Jesus Christ.
It was crazy. She said she just always wanted to be a porn star in that interview, huh? With
I
the
didn't-
Impulsive.
I didn't
Did
see
you
it.
ever listen to it? She's
Mm-mm.
like,
So
I
she
wanted.
always did.
She always wanted, like, since she was like in middle school or something. Like, she knew she wanted to be a porn star.
That's crazy.
I know. Now she's
Damn.
all pregnant, about to get married or something
She's
crazy.
pregnant
Yeah.
with his.
Always want to be a porn
Some-
star,
some
huh?
guy- I don't know who the guy is, but it's funny how, like, because you know how she was dating that Mike dude from the
Mhm.
Impulsive? He had, like, a recent vlog with her, and they're just hanging out. They're exes, but I don't know what the fuck.
Well, I
they're
told
doing.
him because I think he has more views when she's.
Oh, yeah. Well, all his vlogs get, like, at least 1 milli each.
He's got a lot of hot
It's
chicks on
crazy.
him. And he's good at vlogging, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's
Mhm.
good at entertaining, and there's a lot of hot girls in it. Yeah.
And they have a good editor, too, because his editor has his own separate page, and he breaks down how
Oh,
he
really?
edits vlogs. Yeah.
Fuck
I take
yeah.
some tips from him.
Dude, that's fucking badass. We were talking about it a little earlier about how everyone's starting a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So many people getting their stuff, and which is sweet. It's sweet, but then I think a lot of people don't realize, like, are you doing the podcast for the right reasons? I made sure when Sean and I said we're going to do this podcast, we committed, be like, every week we're going to do this podcast because it's going to hold us accountable to keep learning and keep improving and keep talking about it, you know, and we don't mind being funny back and forth. So we're going to do this regardless of the views, not even going to look at the views. And we've just kind of stuck with it. And now it's turning into almost like a.
You guys didn't start it to be like, we want to make a podcast and be like Joe Rogan or make money.
Mm-hmm.
That's not why you
Yeah.
started it.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's turned into something where we're probably going to be able to make a living from, which is pretty fucking sweet. It's pretty fucking sweet. But it's hard to start a podcast, especially when you're relying on another guest. I think even harder if you're going to do a solo podcast. But when you're relying on another guest, it's like, well, fuck. Every single week you got to meet up at that time. Like, but
Well, kind of treat it like it's your job,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
not just like, oh, well, we'll do it a different day or.
Yeah, it's too easy to almost want to skip, huh, Jay?
Yeah,
Like when you
yeah.
wake up one day, you're not feeling like it, but you're like, let's go.
Yeah, yeah. It's even helped me too, like just getting better at editing and just even learning all the little YouTube shit, you know. Even when you send me shit, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that. Like, let
Fuck
me
yeah.
try to apply it.
Fuck yeah, that's badass. Did you turn up as much as Suga at the after party? Not as much. not as
He was
much.
I saw that
fucking
video where
gone.
he's like, should I go jump in that pool?
That was
just
bad.
saw
I
it.
didn't even. He came back. His head was like bleeding.
Really?
We were
Oh
like
my
wiping his head
God.
off. Me and Danny.
He was gonzo, dude. 'Cause
Yeah.
every table we'd go to, they'd be like, take a shot. And he'd just like guzzle it. Like, he's looking at my eyes and he's like, Tim. He's just not even there.
Really?
Yeah.
What
And
were
his
you
manager was
doing?
like, we got to get him out of here. I'm like, all right, get him out of here then. It was nice having his managers.
Thank God. They literally just followed him around everywhere. But after he jumped in the pool, like, because,
That was the last straw.
yeah. And he was just sitting at the thing, just sitting
Wet.
there. Sitting there.
Love y'all, Jovens. Question, Tim, do you ever try to talk to Sean out of showboating during the fight? I know he did it against Chris because there was no chance of danger, but would you try to advise him against that stuff, against competition like Rob, Dom, someone like Cody? Yeah, not fucking stupid. Not stupid. We've been doing this for a while. Like, plenty of fucking years. Yeah, don't worry, just tune in, baby.
Ryan Hall just said he broke his hand on the first punch, or broke his hand, yeah, and that's why he was being like kind of just rolling with it, almost very Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, fuck, that's just so.
Because his other fights, he doesn't just like. I mean, he'll like M&R roll, but I feel like he'll stand and try to keep you, you know.
Yeah, and he works with Ton Lee too, and his striking's not bad. It's so weird. That's the things in the fights that are you go through the most perfect training camp, but you don't know you don't know what bones are gonna break in the first minute, and then you don't have that bone to use anymore, and you got to work around it.
I just always remember when you told me that. He's like, I forget, I brought it up before, where I think it was when we were eating at that one place in Vegas, and you're just like, dude, everything's good, but you never know what could happen in a fight. And I think like 2 fights after that, that's when that shit happened with Sean, and then this whole Conor thing, and then this.
Like, you don't know.
I know, that's what's wild.
It's fucked up. Should I care about where I'm at in terms of a belt, or just continue to show up and learn? You can't care about your belts, dude. The belt should be the last thing on your mind. It's a good like long-term goal to be a purple belt or a brown belt or a blue belt. Like, it's a good long-term goal. But if you're sitting there thinking about that belt, it don't matter. You got to sit there and think about jiu-jitsu and learn about jiu-jitsu, and don't worry about the belts. The belts will come in time. Yeah, you just can't think about a belt.
Well, that's how you're going to get the belt, is by improving.
Yeah, showing up and just wanting to improve your fucking jiu-jitsu. Not be cool because you're like, damn, I can post. I'm a purple belt now. It's like, yeah, with a purple belt, you have a lot of,
You got to back it up.
I guess, pressure on your shoulders. Yeah, you got to back it up. Every purple belt I go with, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking try to smash you, because you're a purple belt. You should be good enough. And every blue belt's gonna be going after the purple belts even harder. So, what about you, Jay? You've been good at just sticking to the process and just
I'm not
trusting
gonna lie,
the
I've
coaches.
had my moments though, and like, I've had my kind of plateaus where I feel like I'm not improving almost. But then I just tell myself, I was like, I just got to keep showing up. Even if I do have off days, you know, where the other, like, blue belts will, like, pass my guard or sometimes even catch me. And I'm like, wait. And I just remember you telling me, too, it's like, fuck it. Like, we're in training, like, dust it off. And I just think, like, okay, well, when I'm in that position, let me not get lazy. I become even more aware of, like, more positions, you know? It's like the more you roll, it's like, okay, boom, boom, boom. But, I just, like how you said, I just keep showing up. Like, fuck it, even if I'm plateauing, like, let me just keep showing up. And then I have those moments where I'm like, damn, I feel fucking sharp right now, you know?
It's crazy in jiu-jitsu. The plateaus are a lot. They happen a fucking lot. It's not like, oh, I'm always feel like I'm improving. Sometimes you're just like, you have those. The growth in jiu-jitsu is so fucking small. So fucking small. And then, like, getting caught and getting submitted, you can bitch and be like, oh, why did I get tapped out? God, I'm just not tough. It's like, no, okay. I made a tactical error somewhere. I need to learn to shut down that submission well before it's even put on. Let's start thinking about that, you know. But it's such a good thing for your mind to be able to shut everything off and just think about your jiu-jitsu and how to improve it. I feel like it's so fucking nice.
I'm trying to get to that point where it's like I'm comfortable, like being going forward, and like even if I get in a bad position, like front headlock, or even if I get my guard pass, like, fuck it, like, I know how to get out of here. Like, it's not like I don't know how to get out, you know? So even if I get my back taken, staying calm and just, like, doing, like, the right techniques and how to get out of it, like, I don't know. Just not like, oh, man, I got my back taken and I get choked.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, I got my back taken, I know how to get out. Cool, you got me now. Let's keep going.
Dude, it's so... I fucking love it more than anything, seeing our little group just get better at jiu-jitsu. And watching everyone from the outside, I'm like... And thinking where everyone was at a year ago, I'm like, Jesus, dude. It motivates me to want to just keep improving and keep studying and keep improving my jiu-jitsu, just to see how good I can make you guys. Like, see how good you guys train under me, how good I can make you, how good of a black belt I can make you one day. It's fucking fun. I really, really enjoy it. Ward Burns, any chance Kyler could be next if Cody Garbrandt drops to 125? Ward, probably 0% chance Kyler and Sugar will fight. He's one of our really good friends. He's one of our teammates. We train with him twice a week. He's the last one on the division that we'd probably want to fight, is Kyler. So, no. oops, are going to start duplicating what Chris did, walking forward. Opponents are going to start walking forward, applying pressure. Sugar needs to watch how masterfully John Jones utilizes his knee, more specifically elbows, spinning back elbows, to put a guy like Chris's lights out. Ward, you got to send me who you train, bro. I need a private from you. Or send me your record because it sounds really, really smart. We want to learn from you, Ward. Thank you for
it's
that.
It's funny when people comment on stuff like that, huh? Like, they're like just pro analysts or supposedly.
Yeah. Y'all had the new Zevia flavor creamy root beer. Have you had that?
No, I've seen it though.
I've seen it too. It looks good.
I always just grab my cream. I'm faithful to
I
that
don't
one.
like the cream
That's
soda.
my favorite
That one's
one.
too
It's
sweet.
too
Well, I like
sweet.
it too, though.
I like that
I
one.
bought a 6-pack of cream soda this week, and it's just nice to slurp on after dinner, give
The
you that
kids
little
ones
sweet
are
tooth.
good too, though. I like how they
I
have
like the
different
kids
flavors.
one.
I like those too.
They're more fruity and they're small.
I like the apple, the apple kids, the strawberry lemonade. Just Zevias in general are just good.
I know you guys are the ones that showed me. I'm like, damn, this is good as fuck. I just got hooked on them.
I'd rather drink the sparkling water. I don't really like the Zevia that much.
The sparkling water, you really like it. Fuck yeah. Is getting knocked out at least partially a choice? Like with Tony Ferguson against Gaethje, Chris seemed like he just refused to go to sleep. What's your thoughts? Tyler, like I said, I think it was a southpaw orthodox thing. Orthodox, Sean was missing his targets a little bit. He was missing the chin, and usually he's really accurate from the chin. But I think it was a stance change. Last second fucking stance change. Not sparring any southpaws at all. Literally the week of the fight, I started standing southpaw with mitts, trying to find his setups for those. But you really start finding your range against a southpaw and what's really working against a southpaw when you're sparring them. Especially the fancy finishing KO Sugar has. That's why southpaw. But that was good. Good episode.
47. Yeah.
47 minutes?
Mhm.
Fucking A. I feel like we just keep chatting. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next week.
Timbo merch or anything?
Oh yeah, the Timbo merch. These there's a few of these shirts left, and the new merch is coming out in 2 weeks. The new headbands. Yeah, that's it. Peace out, guys.